Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Ever wanted to ride a real-life hovercraft? Well, today, we're making it happen. We built one before, but let's just say it didn't survive. So this time, we're going bigger, better, and way more durable. Let's go! We're here at Hornbach, the challenge, to build the hovercraft entirely using materials we find here. That's right, everything. Let's dive in and see what we can grab. Before we head inside, let me quickly explain how we're building this thing. It's actually pretty simple. A sturdy platform to sit on. A skirt underneath to create the air cushion. Two motors, one to lift it off the ground and another to push it forward. Sounds simple, right? Let's go find the most powerful tools to make this thing fly. Okay, so we've spotted a few options for the motors. First up, this beast of a lawnmower. It's packing over for horsepower, which is insane. We can swap out the blade for a propeller, so it might just work. But it's heavy, like really heavy. Let's see if we can find something lighter. Oh, what's this? A backpack leaf blower. It's got about 4 horsepower too, but it's super lightweight and has a 2-stroke engine. Perfect for spinning in any direction. I think we found our first motor. Alright, we mounted the leaf blower on a cart, fired it up, and it's fast. The air coming out hits 320 kilometers per hour, 200 miles per hour. But honestly, it's still not strong enough to lift the hovercraft. Now it's time to build the platform. To keep things lightweight, we're using extruded polystyrene boards. They're super light and easy to work with. To make them durable, we'll laminate them with fiberglass fabric and epoxy resin. Let's get to work. Well, this didn't go as planned. The resin reacted with the foam, and it's still sticky and soft. Looks like we're starting over. This time, we'll use aluminum plates for reinforcement instead of fiberglass. It'll be heavier, but it should work better. With the aluminum plates installed, the base is rock solid. Now it's time to tackle the skirt, the part that traps air underneath. We're making it out of pond liner this time, which is way stronger than the inflatable boat material we used before. This should last much longer. Let's cut and fold it to fit. We've sealed all the corners of the skirt with PVC glue to make sure no air escapes. Now, we're attaching it to the platform using screws and washers. It's starting to come together. But honestly, I'm a little skeptical. Can one leaf blower really lift this thing? Doesn't feel powerful enough. Let's test it out anyway and see what happens. It's close, but not quite there. Adding a second blower for lift might do the trick. Honestly, I'm surprised it worked this well. Alright, with 2-leaf blowers, this thing actually floats. It's crazy how smooth it feels, no friction at all, but we're not stopping there. We're adding a third blower to really make it hover like a dream. Let's fire it up and take it for a spin. Okay, slight problem. The blowers keep flying off the platform when we move. We'll bolt them down properly now so they don't go anywhere. And while we're at it, we're combining all the throttle controls into a single handle so it's easier to drive. Let's test it out. For forward thrust, we're swapping out the blower nozzle for a propeller. We've got a few different sizes to test, so let's see which one works best. Whoa, asterisk, this new motor is a beast. The propeller spins super fast, and it feels like it's got some real power. We're attaching it to one of our soapbox racers from a previous build to see how fast we can go. Let's test it out. Last but not least, we're adding a steering system. We're using parts from an old bicycle to create a front control system for the Hovercraft. It's finished. After a fresh coat of paint, it's ready for its first real test with the upgraded motor and steering. The test run was a success. The Hovercraft is fast, stable, and so much fun to drive. We had to tweak the balance a bit to stop the front from dipping, but adding a rear stabilizer fixed that. Now it's ready for action. In our last video, we built this DIY Hovercraft. Today, we're going to push it to its absolute limits by putting it up against this beast, a massive 8x8 amphibious vehicle. Let's see how they match up across some wild challenges. Before diving into the challenges, I want to take the Hovercraft for a spin. And let me tell you, controlling this thing? It's no walk in the park. It's tricky to steer, but once you get the hang of it, it's insanely fun. You feel like you're literally gliding. Alright, I think I've warmed up enough. Time to kick things off with our first challenge. Here's the plan. We're heading to the hardware store to grab materials for building some epic obstacles. Let's see how far we can push both machines. We came up with a crazy idea. What if we build obstacles that the amphibious vehicle can't cross? For starters, let's make a long strip of burning hot coals. The hovercraft should glide right over it without a problem, but regular tires, they'd never make it. We're also building a floating ramp using this giant barrel and a massive wall of cardboard for the hovercraft to crash right through. It's going to be epic. We're setting up the ramp on land first to make sure it holds up, but honestly, I'm a little nervous. If I hit this ramp wrong, the hovercraft might turn into a submarine. Fingers crossed. Okay, here we go. I'll admit I'm a little scared. The ramp feels super unstable. Boom, that didn't go as planned. I thought landing on air cushions would be smooth, but no, pit was rough. Sometimes, things have to break for you to know how to improve them. Lesson learned. Now, it's time for the ultimate test. Will this thing float? I'm not going to lie, I have my doubts. Let's take the hovercraft out on the water and see what happens. It's floating and it's faster than I expected, too. But there's one problem: water keeps spilling into the back. This could get messy. Time for the showdown. Hovercraft versus amphibious vehicle. We'll race around a buoy and back to shore. First one to land wins. Who's your money on? And they're off. Oh no, the hovercraft just tipped over. It was doing so well, but it completely flipped. Exactly like I predicted earlier. I hate to say it, but I told you so. We've got to figure out how to pull it back to shore. Despite the hovercraft sinking earlier, we somehow ended the race in a tie. It was such a blast, but man, handling the hovercraft on water is tough. Every sharp turn felt like I was about to flip. Still, it's an adrenaline rush like no other. Time for the lava challenge. We've laid down a strip of burning coals. Let's see if the hovercraft can glide over it without getting destroyed. Will it survive? Theoretically, it should since it doesn't make contact with the ground. This is going to be intense. Hovercraft glides over the coals. That was insane. The hovercraft made it, but not without a cost. The bottom is charred and we've got some burn holes to patch up. It looks like Swiss cheese. For the final challenge, we're going head-to-head in a classic race. The goal? Smash through a giant wall of cardboard and cross the finish line first. And go! The hovercraft struggles to hit top speed, but it's pure chaos as we crash through the wall together. What a way to end the day! This was such an epic day. Huge thanks to everyone who joined us. I'm honestly so proud of how well the hovercraft performed. Can you believe it was built almost entirely out of hardware store materials? If you had fun watching this build, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you're ready for our next wild project. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao!